All right, so I've used the Starman deck to pull the cards of the week for 11 through the 17th of October 2020. Um, I've pulled three cards, and I'll go through them one by one and tell you kind of let you know what the big message here for this week is. Keep in mind, this really plays into what our transits are, so I'm really loving this. We're seeing the first card that we get here. We got the devil. So when we see the devil, we see this is our Capricorn and like heavy Capricorn energy influenced, which is ruled by Saturn. And when we look at the planet of Saturn, that's our planet of limitations. So um, limitations. Oh, you hear limitations like, oh, but what is it limiting me to? Well, here's the cool thing. The message for the devil is, I am the master deceiver, and it is time to break the spell. Okay, so break the spell that you put on yourself, because the next card that we got is the Ace of Swords. This tells us I live through my highest values. So learning new ways to reach your highest potential, okay? And don't get caught in the trap thinking that, like there's a limit to that potential, but no. The only limit is self. Okay, remember, the only limit to self. So when we see the ace, this needs to focus. This tells us to focus and reflect on ourselves. All right. So when we're able to identify what limitations we've been placing on ourselves, then we're able to break those spells and achieve, or overcome those and be able to achieve and get to that higher potential. Right. And the last card we got is the Four of Wands. Now, the Four of Wands here, we see Aries, Venus and Aries. And this tells us that we enroll others in the strength of our vision. Okay? So this is telling us that we need to communicate our passions to achieve spiritual balance in your relationships. Now, when we see these, okay, and I love this combination. This is such a wonderful and beautiful combination I see here, because, let me get them over here. All right, so we have the devil, the Ace of Swords, and the Four of Wands here. We're seeing a lot of cardinal energy here, and even though our Ace of Swords is, it's our root of our air energy, so new ideas, new thoughts, just potential, right? This is about learning ourselves. So what we want to do is realize what limits we have placed on ourselves, and what are we doing to limit ourselves from the bounty that's out there, the abundance that's out there, and what are we doing? Like, so we need to focus on ourselves. What are we doing? And then when we come to terms with that, then we can bring that to our other relationships, because we are in relationships, and good, healthy relationships, I would say, usually are defined by, create like common passions. What are you passionate about? What am I passionate about? And this does not mean romantic necessarily. It can also mean work. It can also mean friendships, family. So coming together with people that you are passionate about the same thing. You may have different views on it, but that's what coming together. We want to work towards what we can bring to our other relationships, so we can achieve together. We can break those bounds together. We want to break away from the chains that the devil that we see ourselves in when we see the devil card. And we got to always remember, when we see that, those chains are loose enough for us to get out. We put ourselves in those chains. So stop limiting yourself. Reflect on yourself. The Ace of Swords comes in the center, so you really need to start thinking about yourself, thinking about the good of yourself. Now, we see with the transits, we have a lot of Scorpio movement going on, especially towards the end of the week. And what we're going to want to do is leave our emotions out of this. We've got to, and it's impossible to leave emotions completely out of this, but out of anything, but really think analytically. We want to analyze our situations and use our brains, use our intelligence, use our experience, and the probable outcome of where, not even probable outcome, what what is it that we did? What actions did we take that led us here? With our desires, with our wants, with our limitations, with our humanistic behaviors. So, this is a really good time to reflect on yourself, especially with the Scorpio movement, the transition of the moons. We got the new moon coming up, so setting your intentions. This is about setting those intentions. This just amplifies those transits that are going on this week. So, hope this relates for you. If you got any questions, just let me know. Much love to you guys. Lust and Shadows. I don't need to do that, but I'm gonna.